Hello, dear primary 3 students. This is Mrs. Isra Hassan. Hope you're all fine. Today in this video, we are going to talk about the relation between addition and subtraction. As we know from the previous lessons, the relation between multiplication and division. We know that they are inverse operations, right? The relation between addition and subtraction is the same relation. Each operation of them is opposite to the other operation. How? Let's look at this fact family. We are just playing with 3 numbers in the house. How? Look at these 2 numbers. If I will add 613 plus 250, it will equal 863. And if I add 250 plus 613, the answer will be 863. We notice from this that addition is commutative. It's just like multiplication. So multiplication and addition are commutative operations. What's the meaning of commutative? It means that if we change the order of the numbers, if I change the place of the numbers, I will have the same answer. So the order is not very important. The order doesn't matter in addition and multiplication. What about subtraction? No, in subtraction, the order is very important. Why? Because when I'm saying, for example, 9 minus 3 equals what? Equals 6, right? I cannot say 3 minus 9. Why? Because I can't take 9 from 3, right? So the order in subtraction is very important. I must put the biggest number in the first part. So here, if I add 613 plus 250, it will equal 863. Here, if I change the places, 250 became the first, plus 613 here, it will give me the same sum. It will be also 863. What about subtraction? The biggest number, always the first number, 863. 863 minus 613, it will equal 250. And 863 minus 250 will equal 630. So we are just playing with 3 numbers. This plus this equals this. This minus this equals this. Or this minus this equals this. So it's just a game. We have only 3 numbers and we are just change their places, right? Okay, let's see some exercises and solve it together. The first one, 840 minus 310. I think I don't have any problem here. I'm just going to put them down there and start subtracting from ones, as we know. 0 minus 0 equals 0. 4 minus 1 equals 3. 8 minus 3 equals 5. So the final answer is 530. Now, if I want to make an addition problem to check my answer, now I subtract these 2 numbers and I find that the answer is 530. Fine. What if I want to check my answer? I'm just going to add these 2 numbers. We know that this minus this will equal 530. So 530 plus 310, it must equal 840. The answer or the sum of these 2 numbers must be or must equal this number, must equal 840. So let's do it and check. I'm going to add 530 plus 310. Okay, let's start adding. 0 plus 0 equals 0. 3 plus 1 equals 4. And 5 plus 3 equals 8. Do we find that the sum here is equal to this number, 840? Yes, it's equal to 840, so I'm right. So here, if I want to subtract two numbers, the answer, it will be a number which is, if I add again to the smallest number, it must give me the biggest number. Okay, let's try to solve this question. I want you to pause the video and try to solve it by your own, and then complete the video and see if you solve it in a right way or not. Okay, if you solve it, let's solve it together now and check your answer with me. 500 minus 270, I'm going to subtract, start from the ones place. 0 minus 0 equals 0. 0 minus 7, it can't be. I cannot subtract. I can't take 7 from 0. So I'm going to take 1 from the 5. It will be 4. And this 0, it will be 10. 10 minus 7 equals what? Equals 3. And 4 minus 2 equals 2. So the answer here is 230. Okay, I want to check my answer. So I'm going to add this plus this, and the sum must be this. Let's try. 230 plus 270. This number plus this number, it must give me this number. Okay, 230 plus 270. Start from the ones place. 0 plus 0 equals 0. 3 plus 7 equals 10. I'm going to write only 0 and carry up 1. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 3 plus 2 equals 5. So I've got the sum equals 500. It's the same number here. So we are right. Let's try to solve some story problems here. And be aware, when you want to solve story problems, you have to read the problem carefully and try to understand the problem to know if I have to add or subtract in this problem. Okay, so you just have to read carefully the problem and understand what is the operation needed in this problem. Number 1, Lily has 215 baseball cards and Omer has 454 baseball cards. How many baseball cards do Lily and Omer have all together? All together. This word just gives me a hint that he wants me to add. I want to find the total number, the number that both of them have. So I'm going to add what's Lily have plus what's Omar have. Just adding the two numbers, 215 plus 454. Start from the ones. 5 plus 4 equals 9. 1 plus 5 equals 6. And 2 plus 4 equals 6. So the number of cards that they both have equals 669. Number 2. 87,679 tourists visited Egypt this month, and the last month 76,123 tourists visited Egypt. Find the difference between the numbers. I think it's so clear. Find the difference between the numbers of tourists. He wants me to find the difference, so I just have to subtract the two numbers. I'm going to write the two numbers and start subtracting. 9 minus 3 equals 6. 7 minus 2 equals 5. 6 minus 1 equals 5. 7 minus 6 equals 1. And 8 minus 7 equals 1. So the difference between the two numbers equals 11,556. Number 3. Ahmed saves 5,647 pounds. LE means pounds. He spent 2,989 pounds. How much money was left with him? I want to find the rest money. He had or he saved 5,647 and he spent 2,989. So how much money left with him? How much money was left with him? So I'm going to just subtract 5,647 and be aware you have to put the biggest number in the first. The order is very important in subtraction. Okay, in addition it doesn't matter. The order is not important, but in subtraction you must put the biggest number in the first place. Let's start. 7 minus 9, of course it can't be, so I'm going to borrow 1 from the 4. It will be 3, and this 7 is going to be 17. 17 minus 9 equals 8, and 3 minus 8, it can't be, so I'm going to borrow 1 from the 6. It will be 5, and this 3, it will be 13. 13 minus 8 equals 5. And 5 minus 9, of course, it can't be. So I'm going to borrow 1 again from the 5. It will be 4. And this 5, it will be 15. 15 minus 9 equals 6. And 4 minus 2 equals 2. So how much money was left with him? Money was left with him equals 2,658. The last problem that we have. Layla had 9,784 pounds and she bought a TV for 4,869 pounds. How much money remained with her? It's just like the previous one. It's the same. How much money remained? How much money was left with him? I just have to find the difference. All of these are the same idea. It's the same thing. I have to subtract the two numbers. 9,784 minus 4,869. Let's start. 4 minus 9, it can't be. So I'm going to borrow 1 from the 8. It will be 7. And this 4, it will be 14. 14 minus 9 equals 5. And 7 minus 6 equals 1. 7 minus 8, it can't be. Be aware. I cannot subtract. I cannot take a big number from a small number. So I'm going to borrow 1 from the 9. It will be 8. And this 7, it will be 17. 17 minus 8 equals 9. And 8 minus 4 equals 4. So money remained with her equals 4,915. That's all for our lesson today. I hope you find this video useful for you. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.